Hello and welcome back to Film Smart. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Golden Globe nominations, the SAG nominations, the Sony leaks, Suicide Squad, and Storm. That's a lot of S's.
Oh yeah, you're right.
First, we're going to get to the Golden Globe nominations, the most important award show that doesn't matter at all. So for Best Motion Picture, we have Boyhood, Foxcatcher, Imitation Game, Selma, and The Theory of Everything.
This is definitely not The Theory of Everything.
Yeah,
it was good, but it wasn't that good.
This is Best Motion Picture Drama. So I'm expecting Foxcatcher, Boyhood, or Selma. I don't think Imitation or Theory of Everything.
I haven't seen Foxcatcher and Selma, but I really
I've seen
Boyhood.
Boyhood and Foxcatcher, and so those are very good. Selma has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so those are why I look at those. Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, because they break up drama and comedy for some reason. Julianne Moore for Still Alice, Rosamund Pike for Gone Girl, Reese Witherspoon for Wild, Jennifer Aniston for Cake, which is interesting, and Felicity Jones for The Theory of Everything. Front runner, Julianne Moore and Rosamund Pike. I would be surprised for either one of those.
Yeah.
A third person to come in, Reese Witherspoon. Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, Eddie Redmayne, The Theory of Everything, Steve Carell, Foxcatcher, Benedict Cumberbatch, Imitation Game, David Aloyo, Selma, and Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler. Eddie Redmayne's frontrunner, Steve Carell's frontrunner, Benedict Cumberbatch frontrunner, Jake Gyllenhaal, David Oyelowo. They might come in. They might. They're both obviously very good. I don't know. Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. This is an interesting category. Birdman, Into the Woods, which I thought was interesting. Grand Budapest Hotel, St. Vincent, which I thought was interesting as well, and Pride, which I hadn't even heard of, which is some British film about LGBT rights. I hadn't heard of it. Best Actress in a Motion Picture for Comedy Musical, Julianne Moore again.
I know. So is she getting nominated for everything?
For Maps to the Stars, Amy Adams, Big Eyes, Emily Blunt, Into the Woods, Helen Mirren, 100-Foot Journey, Quvenzhané Wallis, Annie. A lot of surprising things, because I think the vast majority of the people nominated in this category don't deserve to be nominated.
Yeah, definitely not Black Annie.
Helen Mirren doesn't deserve to be nominated.
Definitely not Emily Blunt.
Outside of the leading actress, it's just garbage. I mean, not garbage. I shouldn't say garbage. It's not. They're not great. Nobody's saying Julianne Moore was bad. Although I hear she was actually pretty good. Let me go to somebody else. Amy Adams. I hear she was fine, but she seems like a filler. Like, we don't know who to nominate, so let's nominate Amy Adams. We don't know who to nominate, so let's nominate Helen Mirren. So they just, like the 100-Foot Journey? Why is she getting nominated for that? Annie? Why is Quvenzhané Wallis in here?
This was Best Actress in
I mean, obviously she has some staying power after she got nominated for an Oscar.
When Sony got hacked, I did watch it. There's nothing moving about her performance. Nothing at all moving. I've seen just as good performances in Disney movies.
So to me, Julianne Moore is the front runner for this too. And I have a feeling they're not going to give her 2 Golden Globes. So I would imagine if they're going to... She seems like the best out of the 5. If they're not going to give it to her, they give it to Amy Adams. If they don't do that, then they're going to give her for the drama. So Julianne Moore is leaving with an Oscar. I mean, an Oscar, Golden Globe. So we'll see. Best Actor in a Motion Picture Comedy. Michael Keaton, frontrunner. Bill Murray, St. Vincent. Ralph Fiennes, Grand Budapest Hotel. Christoph Waltz, Big Eyes. Joaquin Phoenix, Inherent Vice. It's Michael Keaton's. Nobody else is going to win. And then Best Actress in a Supporting... Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture, Jessica Chastain in Most Violent Year, Keira Knightley, Imitation Game, Patricia Arquette, Boyhood, Meryl Streep, Into the Woods, that's strange, Emma Stone, Birdman. Emma Stone, I think, is frontrunner, Patricia Arquette's a frontrunner, and Jessica Chastain. I don't think anybody else is going to win. Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture, Ethan Hawke, for Boyhood, Robert Duvall, The Judge, Edward Norton, Birdman, J.K. Simmons, Whiplash, Mark Ruffalo, Foxcatcher. It's either J.K. Simmons or Mark Ruffalo's. Or Edward Norton. I don't know, it's hard. Probably J.K. Simmons. And then Best Director. Now, they don't split this up for some weird reason. Ava DuVernay for Selma, which is interesting. I don't know how often black females get nominated for directors.
Or even get to be directors.
Yeah, so that's a leap for women and then black people too, black women in general. So that's interesting. I've never seen that before. That's weird. Wes Anderson, The Grand Budapest Hotel, great. And Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, I said that wrong, is Birdman. David Fincher, Gone Girl. Richard Linklater, Boyhood. Probably Alejandro's or David Fincher's. Maybe Richard Linklater's, because Boyhood is just so amazing. And same thing for Birdman. Best screenplay, we got Wes Anderson, Gillian Flynn, Richard Linklater, Graham Moore, Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu for Birdman. So we got a lot of interesting things going on here. The SAG nominations were basically the same, except they don't split things up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they had some strange ones too, like St. Vincent. I was not expecting that to get nominated at all, but yeah, that's interesting. So the SAGs were pretty much the same, but there were a couple little different things, but no point in getting into it. Sony leaks. Now that happened this week. That is devastating to the company.
Yeah, but great for us because it's funny.
Because, like Josh was just saying about Annie, you get movies like Annie and something else got leaked too.
I don't know if it's Sony, but Mr. Turner. I know that leaked in
Oh, that leaked too? I don't know if that's
Fury.
Sony. Oh, Theory of Everything leaked?
Yeah,
that's
Theory of
Sony?
Everything, yeah.
So that leaked?
Because it leaked at the same time as Andy. Like, all those movies came online in high quality.
So they probably have something to do with Sony if they're not directly owned by Sony.
And then all those North Korean ties and everything.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying this is tying it. We literally are going to touch on everything because a lot of people are saying this is happening because of The Interview.
Yeah,
which is Seth Rogen and James Franco. North Korea is pissed off about it.
Yeah, did you see
so
the thing that said that one of the things they wanted was that movie to not be released?
Yeah. And let me tell you something. North Korean government isn't that smart. Anyway, so that didn't happen. But they're probably pissed, but no, please. They'll probably take claim for it like they do with everything, but no, the government's idiots. So they didn't do that. Then we have the Steve Jobs movie and Cleopatra thing. So basically, Angelina Jolie was going to play Cleopatra, and she wanted David Fincher to direct her movie, which who wouldn't, especially after Gone Girl. Now he wanted to direct Steve Jobs' film. Scott Rudin, who's a producer of both of these films, who's a big producer, has been doing this for 30 years, he wanted David Fincher to do Jobs because Jobs had a finished screenplay and everything was ready to be filmed. Cleopatra was not. And then you had Amy Pascal, who's the co-chairman of Sony. She was on Angelina's side a little bit. She was like, "Oh, why don't we test this out? Why don't we give it a chance?" You know, and I don't blame her for thinking that. I'm not trying to mock her or anything, but yeah, she was kind of like, why don't we do this? And Scott Rudin's like, no, and he's kind of
oh no.
like if you read his emails, he curses a lot, and he is he can be mean. He kind of is like Steve Jobs because Steve Jobs, if you screwed up, he would curse you out. So
yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah, so Scott Rudin's like that, and he was emailing. They were going into this battle. He called Angelina, said she had no talent, said she was stuck up, and she what was the word he said? Spoiled brat. So yeah, he went after. When he goes after you, he goes after your character.
Yeah, he goes after your values, your
not
family.
the character you play, the character you are. So yeah, he goes after you, and he went after her. So there's some bad blood between them, I'm sure. And this didn't help his relationship with Amy Pascal, who he's been working with for decades now. So yeah, it didn't work out. That's why Jobs isn't working out. That's why Jobs is at Universal now. Who knows what's going to happen with that? And then you had all these acting changes and directing changes. It was crazy. It was a big mess. And then we had this other stuff with it, which why don't you introduce this? The 21 Jump Street, Ben in Black.
So they had an idea for a crossover between 21 Jump Street and Men in Black.
Because that makes sense.
That's an awful idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Dear Sony, shut down. Sony Pictures, just shut down.
After Amazing Spider-Man 2 and that idea, call it quits.
No, just fire everybody.
After losing Jobs, what a great idea that was. Now, I don't blame Scott Rudin for getting rid of it. So, I blame Angelina Jolie and Amy Pascal. Yeah.
Who would...
And now I'm not hearing anything about a Cleopatra movie. Is that movie even happening after all this garbage? So is that movie even going to happen now? Because at least at the end of the day, can I get a freaking Cleopatra movie? Anyway, yeah, so I don't know how you're going to mix 21 Jump Street and Men in Black. Apparently, the idea for an Aunt May movie, let's get into Spider-Man now. The big
that was legit.
The big boy. Apparently, I mean, we knew that was true, but apparently it's still something that they're like, maybe we could do that. Because people are going to flock to see that. For one, it's going to be about a young Aunt May, which means the best part of Aunt May is Sally Field. Like she's one of the best parts of the last movie. She's one of the best parts of the last movie, and it wouldn't even be her. It'd be some actress who might be very good, but who cares?
What would it be about? Her growing up on a country.
Apparently, they're gonna make her like some agent or something. Not agent, but like she's.
So she's Peggy Carter.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. Make her all, fighty.
Sony, just.
And then her relationship with what's his face, his uncle.
I don't care enough. No, just stop talking. I don't care.
And then apparently some talks are still open about Spider-Man coming into Avengers, which I hope this happens because
those talks will always be open.
Yeah. Avi
Arad might sit there and, we don't need the Avengers and all that. Yes, you do.
No, the Avengers don't need you. Okay? He needs to understand that too.
Yeah.
I'm tired of him being a little douche. He needs to really get that they don't need you. Okay? Iron Man made...
Remember when he left? He left Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
The only reason he's saying it is because he knows he's an idiot. So he's trying to make up for it. Oh, I didn't do this because... Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why Iron Man 3 made $1.2 billion and Spider-Man made 700-something million, which isn't something to fret at. But when your last one made more than you, and you're dealing with a character like Iron Man, who is less famous than Spider-Man, nobody knew who he was 7 years ago. Well, it says something. So, Avi Arad, better watch out. And better not pout, because Sam is coming too, and he's not giving you any gifts. Yeah.
What?
Christmas is coming. Not for you. Just winter's coming. Just winter's coming for him.
Winter's coming.
They have... I don't know what's going to happen with that. I hope Spider-Man comes to Avengers because that's a sinking ship. Hopefully it'll work out. Apparently he was going to be introduced in the Civil War. There's some Spidey Summit in January that's going to be happening. Who knows what that means. Hopefully it just means, Kevin Feige, here's the keys.
Kevin Feige.
At this point, I'm fine with X-Men and Fantastic Four being separate as long as Fantastic Four is good. Spider-Man, on the other hand, just bring him to Avengers. Just bring him somewhere. Because he needs to stop being by himself with this BS. What's next? We had Suicide Squad. So news came out last week. We have Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Tom Hardy is Rick Flag.
Yeah.
He would be. I think he's
like a leader.
Yeah, he's that good guy on the team with the actual moral compass. Harley Quinn, you all know who that is. Captain Boomerang, Jai Courtney. I hate him. I hate him almost as much as Zoe Kravitz. We had Jared Leto as the Joker, which surprisingly didn't catch as much attention as I thought it would.
I thought it would too. Which actually is a good thing.
The Joker's huge, but then yet there was almost no hate.
That's the thing, is what I'm saying. That's like if people are talking about it, you can have good press or bad press.
I'll tell you something. I told these people, I said Jared Leto was cast in Suicide Squad. I didn't tell them who at first. I said, ew, he's weird. And I said, it's the Joker. They said, ooh, it's perfect. So I was just like, oh my gosh. You guys finally got it. Everybody agrees. It's great. And then we have Cara...
I think it's Delevingne.
Okay, yeah.
Delevingne.
Something like that. As Enchantress, which is interesting because it's magic and she's a sorceress. Every version of her is a sorceress.
Yeah. And she'll be the most powerful on the team.
That's just really... for the rest of the characters and to have Enchantress.
And then to have her, she doesn't act very much.
Yeah.
She's probably better than Jai Courtney, but...
She was in... Well, she's going to be in Pan. And
she was in Anna Karenina.
Yeah.
But it was... she hasn't done a lot of big roles, and her roles are far and few, so...
So yeah, hopefully this can be her breakout, and hopefully she's good. And then we have, of course, Will Smith as Deadshot, which is the main character, supposedly.
Oh,
because,
really?
Will Smith has that big ego, and
he
was probably like, I'm not going to be in it unless Deadshot is right in front, and Jaden Smith has a role.
Yeah, so...
Oh, God.
So we'll see. Some people think there's going to be a three-way relationship between him and Harley Quinn and the Joker. And a lot of people think that the Joker will be the villain, and they have to, take him out. Because the Joker...
It could be where Harley Quinn and Joker are broken up for that little bit of time. And even in Assault on Arkham. He did something to her. He stabbed her in the back, and she basically went against him. And I remember at the end she couldn't resist.
Some people are talking about a Hannibal Lecter type thing, where they talk to him through a jail cell, and he kind of gives them instructions on what to do. As long as they can get him out, he breaks out, and he goes on his little killing spree, and Batman has to take him on eventually.
God, I hope Batman.
And then for Amanda Waller, people are rumored Viola Davis, Tavia Spencer, the one I want to get the job, Oprah Winfrey. Because she's people I think forget that she's been nominated for an Oscar, and then she was great in Butler.
She would be so good as Amanda Waller.
She'd be perfect for Amanda Waller.
As long as people can separate her from being a talk show host.
I think that's the problem, is that people are going to look at it and go, oh, it's Oprah Winfrey. So that it's going to be hard.
But she would be
But,
so good.
but it's kind of hard for a lot of these people.
Could you imagine her like getting all up into one of their faces?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so we'll see. I really hope she gets it, and then Lex Luthor is rumored to be in it, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's a great kid. Lex Luthor and Joker together.
Oh yeah, I mean, world's finest. I just want to hear the Joker do that line. You couldn't even kill a mere mortal. There's nothing mere about that mortal. When he's talking about Batman, I just love that line.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Joker has so much respect for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hope one day. Okay, what's our final topic?
We have the Vampire Diaries star Kat Graham. She's being eyed for Storm to play a younger Storm in the 80s in X-Men Apocalypse. And we already know Oscar Isaac, who is in the new Star Wars. He's in this upcoming Most Violent Year, which he's getting nominated for. And he's
Doesn't he do a lot of theater?
Yeah, he's
in something, I think, with Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, Most Violent Year.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's the one. She got nominated for Golden Globe. He got nominated for the SAG. But yeah, so he must be better. But 'cause the SAG is a little bit better. But
He must be better.
and we just saw him. We just saw him in the Star Wars trailer in that X-wing, and he was inside. He was in Inside Llewyn Davis last year. Apparently, he's a great actor. I haven't seen anything with him yet, except for that trailer for Violent Year and Star Wars. But apparently, he's great, and he's great in a Violent Year. So I'm excited about that. But Kat Graham, I don't really know much about her, but you've seen Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, I've seen the show. She's not bad. Her character sucks, but she's pretty good on the show. I mean,
She's a serviceable actor.
Yeah, she would probably be really good as Storm.
Yeah, so that's exciting. We'll
Definitely,
see
she could
what
definitely
happens.
take over for Halle Berry.
Mhm.
Like, ooh, she would be really cool.
I wonder if she'll be a better actress, because
Probably.
Halle Berry's had her ups and downs in X-Men. She's never been great.
Yeah. Her best was Days of Future Past, and that was mostly because the special effects were better.
And she was also in it probably, if you added
For
all
like-
together,
for
5
like-
minutes. So
Even less, probably.
probably less than
I was gonna say.
yeah, so so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm really interested in how she was younger, because she has an interesting backstory.
Hopefully she's African.
Yeah, but I don't know. They gave her an African accent in the first movie, and then they just snapped it
What
away.
happens to frogs?
For one, it was an African accent, but it was bad, and then they took it away.
And then she just drops it. I swear in the second one she had like a little one, and then the third one's gone.
Probably, yeah.
Unless she was taking classes that we didn't know about.
I'm surprised they didn't change the accent with her hair, because her hair is
Yeah, it got shorter every movie.
They do it every movie. She'll be bald in the next one. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with this. But
That's good.
I'm excited about the young cast, because I know they're looking at like Chloe Grace Moretz for young Jean Grey, and Elle Fanning for Jean Grey too, which is interesting. Apparently, I heard Cyclops isn't going to be in this one, which I thought would be cool because he's from Russia. Like, you go back to Africa with Storm, go back to Russia with Cyclops. You could do some interesting things. Or not Cyclops.
You mean Colossus?
Colossus.
Because you said Russia, I was like...
Yeah, yeah, Colossus. And then, have they talked about a young Cyclops too? Like,
I think
actors?
they said Ansel Elgort might be being looked at.
That could be interesting. He kind of looks like, what's his face?
James Marsden?
Yeah, so I could see that. Apparently he was good in Fault in Our Stars. So. But yeah, so I'm excited about this X-Men. And Kat Graham, I guess she's a serviceable actress. Well, she's a good addition, I guess. But yeah, that's all the news topics we have this week. Stay tuned. I know it's been a while since we've had a video.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for our anniversary for the for the show. Like a year anniversary is this week, so it's a very exciting time.
We made it.
And I almost said Merry Christmas, but we're gonna have a couple more videos before Christmas. As always, what do I say? No, I'm just kidding. Stay film smart.